Hey everybody, Jordan here. Welcome back to another LEGO City update. Something big is going to be changing here in the LEGO City throughout this video. What exactly is that? I really have no idea. The LEGO City is always changing and evolving, and I haven't really been 100% satisfied with the current layout. So we're going to be doing something drastic, I'm pretty sure. And what sparked this thought or idea for change? These two modular buildings right here. This is my custom LEGO store modular building, and also the corner garage alternate build, the pub. These have to be placed into the LEGO City. I could very easily just move this building over too and put them right there beside Sesame Street, or I could put them over here by the Disney themed costume shop, or I could put them over here by the police station. I don't know. That would be pretty easy. But I apparently don't like to do things the easy way. To make things a little more complicated, I could decide where I want to position them here amongst the other modular buildings, position it, and then move some other buildings into these open spaces here. That would also be really easy. But one thing that I really don't like about my LEGO City, and I know it's sort of a must, is these little holes right here, where I can pop up through to work on hard to reach areas. Now my LEGO City tables, the main core here, is 200 inches long. So from this side over here is 200 inches. And it's actually 100 inches from here to the other side. Now when I was at the old place, in my old basement, the old LEGO room, I had a pretty awesome setup. I loved the setup. It was 70 inches wide, so there was no need for the holes because you could reach everywhere, and it was 24 feet long. I loved it because it was so condensed. Here we have sort of like this downtown core here with the amusement park, and then there's a little bit of a gap here, or like a bridge area here, and then we can see the remainder of the LEGO City because the basement's sort of a weird shape. But I think what we're going to do is actually remove the access holes. So I think those access holes are going to be gone. Now that's a little bit risky because my reach can only come to here on this side and approximately here on this side. So there's about 30 inches in which I cannot reach. That's a lot of space. I mean, that's 3 base plates, right? So filling the access holes is almost undoable, but I think I'm going to achieve something that cannot be achieved and fill those holes. So we're gonna have to go to IKEA and buy another table, as the custom table here is actually built using plywood, but we may as well get a matching Linman table with some Adil's legs and fill that in nicely there. And when we fill that, we're going to be able to completely redevelop what this section of the LEGO City looks like, because we're officially going to have all of that space and that space back. So I guess this is the before shot of the LEGO City, and throughout this little vlog style LEGO City update, we're going to be making some serious changes that are going to seriously benefit the LEGO City. And also these changes will allow us to sort of test the waters with a bunch of different layouts, and it will widen this here because this is only 1, 2, 3 base plates. So I'm going to gain access to another base plate. So rather than being 3 here, it will be 4. So it's going to give us more space and allow us to sort of spread our wings and do some pretty cool stuff here in the downtown core. I'm pumped. So I was browsing the IKEA website to try and see if they have one of these desks in stock. And apparently they don't even make Linmans in this size anymore, which is annoying because there's one of them there and there's one of them over here, and another one would fill this gap perfectly. But apparently they don't make them anymore. My desk back there is one, but I can't really find a perfect desk solution. So I guess I'm going to go to IKEA, nope, not IKEA, Home Depot, and actually buy a piece of melamine and build a custom table which will fill that gap and sort of act as a Linman table. I guess, you know what, it works out for the better because it's going to be perfect fit this way. And yeah, we're going to fill it. So off to Home Depot I go. Got a piece of melamine cut at Home Depot. Now we're ready to build our custom table, move all the buildings that are in the way, and insert the table into the city. cleared all of the buildings here on the pre-existing custom table with the 2 big holes. Ready to build the new table. I've essentially created my own Linman table using the melamine wood and also the Olav or Adil's legs. You just have to back them with some plywood. Just use these little blocks here as the screws just have a little more to grip into, and also the screws are too long, so they'll go right through the top of your melamine. But if you wanted to create custom Lego City tables, this is what you could do. You could use a combination of melamine from Home Depot or any hardware store, and also the Adil's legs, which are only like $5 each. And you can create a cheap table for your Lego City. This one in particular is pretty long, so I've put a leg in the middle just to ensure that it doesn't bow. It's time to install it. That was probably one of the most stressful things Mrs. Bricksie and I have ever done. Now we've got some of the modular buildings on the desk here, but check it out, it looks awesome. By using the melamine, we essentially replicated IKEA tables. And the nice thing is that the legs have the little screw adjusters on the bottom, so you can make it all even now. Think of the possibilities in which we could do. That's what Jose and I are about to do right now. Well, you know, we were just going to move some of the modular buildings around and sort of put it back how it was using the extra space, but after some serious consideration, Jose and I are completely redoing the downtown core. Like, everything is moving. We've got some really exciting changes planned though, and we're stoked to get it done. It's going to be a long couple days. Well, everybody, I think we might have centered a little bit too hard. So we're now on day 2 of redoing the Lego City. The stress is real. The stress is real. We were building this Lego City since what? November, so we've been doing it for like 6 months, call it. And we had it looking pretty good, and now it's destroyed again. But that's okay though, because it's gonna look so much better when we're done our changes here today. We've got some really exciting stuff that we're working on, and the city is just gonna look awesome within the next couple weeks here, and we get the new layout all figured out. After 2 long days and approximately 35 hours of combined labor, Jose and I have completely transformed the Lego City downtown core, which consists of the Ninjago City platform, modular buildings, and the amusement park. Now keep in mind, the detail work is still not done. We still have to place traffic lights, vehicles, minifigures, and add lots more details. But this is a nice rough draft, and it's completely different from the existing Lego City. So right here we have our Ninjago platform. We still have to blend it in using some cliff edges, which we will be building in the near future. Then we have our police station, custom octane gas station, and also the Spring Lantern Festival, which I'm not really happy with the placement, but I just sort of plotted it there for now. Then we have our modular buildings, which have completely moved. They used to be all over there where the amusement park is, and now they're right here. And I really like the new placement because we have the Ninjago platform, then we have the amusement park, and in the core is our modular buildings. So they've gone back to a block style, similar to how they used to be in the old place. In fact, a lot of the layout here you might recognize from the old place. However, it is definitely a lot different. In this block right here, we have the Brick Bank, Town Hall, Fire Brigade, my custom pet shop cafe right here, the downtown diner, police station, and I love this street view right here. It's amazing. The Grand Emporium, the custom Lego store, and also the Sanctum Sanctorum. On the end of the street there, we have the pub beside the corner garage, which is the alt build. And then we have the detective's office, Palace Cinema. Behind there we have Assembly Square, the Triple Pet Shop, the townhouses that come with the Triple Pet Shop, and then also Peter Parker's apartment. We've got our little entrance to Diagon Alley right here between the modular buildings. the Disney costume shop, bookstore, Parisian restaurant. So on the back side of the Parisian restaurant, you'll see the exit to Diagon Alley. And we've actually put a base plate there, which is sort of an awkward size. It's 24 studs. So we're probably gonna put like some park benches there, some trees, and then like block it off so like it's an exit to Diagon Alley. Right over here across from the Palace Cinema, we have our mini modular buildings, which I sort of made more complete. These are like the 3-in-1 sets. We've got the grocery store, the bike shop, the deli, etc., along with the alt build for Sesame Street. Then we've got our train station right here. Not sure how I feel about it right here. Got this 16 by 32 stud base plate right there. We could tile that off and make it work for sure. Not sure if it's going to stay there or not. Now the Lego City might look full. Be like, whoa, where did all your space go? But there's actually a lot of space. And right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base plates. So when the time comes and we have more modulars, the plan can go many ways. We could make these buildings back to back. So we could put buildings back to back here, or we could slide this whole block back 1 base plate, and then we could put buildings there, or we could just make these long big blocks. Then we can fit 16 modular buildings, 16 more, sorry. Like there's lots of ways that we can rework this to fit lots more stuff in here. It's just that Jose and I figured, why wouldn't we fill it so it looks full and looks good with the current buildings that we have, and then sort of render it as we start to get more. Now, how am I going to reach in here? That was one of the problems that we were discussing when we were talking about doing these changes. How am I going to get over there, and how am I going to place minifigures and trees? I outsmarted myself. So there is no more holes that I can pop up through. However, check this out. If I just take the assembly square modular building out, and then I disconnect the train track here, it still needs work for sure, and I disconnect the train track here, this table will slide out. And when I slide it all the way out, I can just pop in there and reach in there. Now, normally I wouldn't be able to do that because I actually tile all of my base plates from the modular buildings with the road, so they're sort of connected. But here I've done it a little bit differently. You'll see there's not the tile on the front, and I've tiled it off here. So it's just a modular section now that can be pulled out, almost like a false door, whoops, false table, and I can sneak in there. Obviously it requires 2 hands to do it properly, but that's how I've come up with a solution to being able to reach the hard places here in the downtown core. And I have another solution just like it for the amusement park as well. So obviously the amusement park has moved completely. It used to be here where the modular buildings are, and I will say it's not quite as refined as the modular buildings. For example, I had enough time to go through and redo all the tile work, insert the trees and the lampposts all throughout the modular building core here. But the amusement park is not as refined. The first thing we did is we sort of moved everything over here. We had some pretty custom built stuff for the amusement park, like some raised platforms for the carousel, the go-kart track, all that stuff. And we try to use that stuff so we don't have to redo all that work. But it turns out we're going to have to redo a bunch of stuff like the go-kart track alignment and stuff like that. We're going to save that for another day. This is going to take a long time. One of the main things that we did actually was transfer the Bricksie land entrance from a 32 by 32 green base plate onto a 48 by 48 gray base plate. And Jose built these beautiful walls here that actually funnel people to the entrance and into the park. Looks gorgeous. She did a great job. She's so patient with this detail work. It looks amazing. Now we have the train track just outside of the entrance. I know some people are going to like that, but we had 2 options. Have it inside or have it outside. So we decided to pop it outside so that we could get more space for the amusement park itself. So we're thinking Bricksie land entrance there. I will make some nice railroad crossings for pedestrians here, and we'll tile this area and make it look good with bushes and trees. And we'll also fence this entire train track off like this. And that's all for the city line and also for the amusement park line as well. And to come into the park there, probably going to have our fountain there right when you walk in. Have to work in this UFO carousel. We've got our mixer platform, which I'm going to render and redesign here in the near future. Then we have our coaster, probably put the hot shot game in there, and then surrounding that will be the go-kart track, just like it was in the previous layout. I just have to rework all of these gray base plates, like all of the tiling on it, just because it had to shift a little bit. So I've got to redo all the tiling, which is just brutal, but it is what it is. We'll get her done eventually. Over here, we're probably going to have the Disney Station and probably platform 9 3/4 as well, side by side for Hogwarts and Disney Train. Then we have the haunted house there. Disney Castle's centered with the entrance, and on its raised platform where we have the double tunnel. Then we're going to have the carousel here, and we'll redo all this stuff in the inside here, moving those trees and planters and fountain and removing that all so that it accommodates the new layout. That's the problem when you redo these things, or when you make custom Lego cities and you make custom details. It's custom for that display or for that layout that you currently have, and then when you change it, all that work is redone. I had to redo all of the tiling. I had to redo so much stuff. Like it's insane, but you know what, it looks so much better. I love this new layout. I think it's fantastic. I love having the amusement park over here, and then the downtown core, and then the Ninjago section up there, and then we have our campground over here. There's a lot of vehicles over here right now. They're in bins and everywhere. And then we have our residential, factory, ocean, boat docks, train yard. So actually, it almost reminds me of the old layout from the old place. That was a long couple days of us doing all of these changes. Let me know what you guys think of our changes by commenting below. And stay tuned for some more Lego City updates, in particular Amusement Park and also Lego City Detail coming up here in the near future. We better get back to work. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourselves a great one.